Hi, I'm Bowling Otter.
And I'm Lissy Sandwich.
And welcome to
BS on the Internet.
Well, it's been another one of these weeks.
These weeks, indeed. Well, we were saying these weeks talking about coronavirus.
Yes.
But now it's a completely different kind of these weeks, but still kind of these weeks.
These weeks are still here.
Guys, what was this
These
week?
weeks didn't go anywhere.
This week was...
Yeah, this was a crazy week.
This week was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And last week we were in a very different place, I think.
Yes.
And this week
We've had a lot of time to process, and
I have a lot of buzzing energy about this.
yeah.
There's a lot to be really glad about. There's a lot to be really mad about. I can't really
It is a lot of both happening.
Yeah, I can't get on an even headspace because what'll happen is if you've been living under a rock, this whole week has been protests all around the world. Protests
all around the world.
Do you believe
I think all 50 states, right?
Around all 50 states.
Yeah.
All around the world.
Yeah.
It's amazing seeing all of this footage from London and just New Zealand I saw, and Berlin, just everywhere, everybody. It's like this deep, dark secret that was kind of out in the open, but nobody was talking about. What just happened over here?
What happened to the background?
What just happened here?
My computer just straight
crashed. Is that
crashed.
behind us right now? Or
That's behind us right now.
Are we showing the green screen?
No, it's definitely behind us right now.
We should leave it.
I'm leaving it.
I think it's kind of cool.
It's a little different.
Does that mean there's a problem?
I hope my computer didn't just blow up. Oh, okay. Well, there it goes.
Oh, my God.
Okay, wait. We're back. Okay,
That's
even.
the kind of week this has been. First you're kind of scared, then excited, and then everything, kind of goes back to normal for a minute, and now, watch, it's going to crash. But it's been, really interesting to watch.
This is before the COVID resurgence.
There's been real high highs and really, really low lows. Today we're recording this on the 5th on Friday night.
Yes.
So again, I don't know what the heck happened since then.
Yeah, last week when we said that, and
my God,
years
so
had
gone
much
by
before we had actually posted the video, we're like, oh my God,
I know, but I'm glad we got to do a charity stream last week.
Yes, that was great.
I was so happy for that. We raised $1,800, $1,850, which is amazing for the Bail Project. I'm so happy. I want to do that more.
Yes, definitely.
It was really last minute.
Definitely planning. That was extremely last minute that day. We're like, why don't we make tonight a charity stream? We're like, oh my God, that's such a good idea.
This is urgent.
Yeah,
it's urgent.
We were kind of buzzing around, what do we do? And then it was like charity stream. Oh my God. And there's those places that need it. You guys can help. And you guys really showed up and you really helped.
Oh my gosh,
unbelievable.
It was awesome. I know. I'm so happy about it. And today, oh my gosh, today the big news on Friday was that people painted Black Lives Matter on the road to the White House, which just made me
really
oh my God,
big,
huge.
Controlled,
it's
nice lines. It's professionally done. I was like, whoa. And you could see it from very far away.
Oh my gosh.
You see it from a plane.
Yeah. And they did it in one day.
That's
so awesome.
That's very impressive.
But it's keep going. Now, this big thing that's going on right now is in Buffalo. There was a cop who pushed a 75-year-old man onto the... And this video is everywhere, and they left him bleeding there. Yeah. And I keep seeing videos of protests that are amazing and peaceful and people singing and, all that kind of stuff and being very, very peaceful. And then on the other side of that, we keep seeing all these police brutality videos that are nothing I have ever seen. Yeah. Ever in my life. And
it makes you wonder, so much of it, how much of it is some particular person there that just has way too short a fuse to be doing what he's doing. Yeah. Loses his mind. Maybe even gets excited about it, like we saw. Yeah. And then everybody around him is basically kind of I can imagine every other cop there being uh-oh. Yeah. There goes Jerry again, guys. You see Jerry? Yeah. You looking at Jerry? Everybody watch Jerry.
You know what?
And then he throws a tear gas grenade. You're like, crap. And then they have to go.
It was reminding me of, did you ever see The Green Mile?
Yes.
Percy in The Green Mile.
Yeah.
Remind me of that.
Yeah.
Kind of where some people get excited, some cops get excited. A lot of
some people, that's why they do it.
Emotions are high.
That's why they get there,
I know.
Yeah.
And there's it's so strange because I always knew that this was a problem. Yeah. I always knew, and I knew everybody was trying, and it was just this complex system in place that nobody could really kind of break through. But seeing all of this footage out of the last week, it's everywhere.
Yeah,
and
it's
I know I said
definitely
and it's egregious as hell. Like, really? I saw bike cops yesterday, like forming a barricade with their bikes.
No, they were plowing through people with their bikes. Like, so I mean, like, there's a different story from everywhere,
Terrifying.
Right? And like, the problem being that like nobody's getting in trouble because they're all being told to do it. So that's like they're technically doing their jobs.
That's a complicated problem.
Yeah, that's a very complicated problem. That's the real problem.
Yeah.
Because it's a cascade down. Well, you get to the people on the front lines, and at that point they just do what they're told because they don't get paid that much to begin with, so they can't get any other jobs.
Well, then it's all wrong.
Yeah. Oh, it's deep.
The whole thing needs to be.
It's deep. Yeah, it's really deep.
But I feel like we just gotta keep like.
No, this is progress.
We gotta keep
my point of view here is that this is progress. I think this is good. We're already seeing because we are seeing a lot of other people stand up and support. This is, we were saying recently, definitely the most diverse crowd I've ever seen in support in the protests.
Right.
You know, for this. I like. That was never the case before.
People know,
but like you'll think about like I guess the last time something comparable to this happened would have been like Rodney King, right?
Yeah. Well,
and so
I think
people
this is bigger, but
at this point it's bigger. When it had first, I mean, I think it was the last time that they had the National Guard come out, which is why they mentioned that. That's why there was that equivalency being placed there.
Yeah.
And back then, I saw a lot of protests, but it was all black people,
massive.
You know, and there was nobody from any other race really standing with them.
Right.
That's totally different now.
It is.
That's totally different. There's way more people of all different kinds getting together to protest this.
Right.
Because everybody sees it. And that's the other thing where like you're saying like you always knew it was this bad.
Yeah.
Or like you always thought it was, there's something going on, of course, but camera phones.
I know.
Camera phones just changed everything, basically.
But you know what really surprises me about this, and like you said, it's progress, I guess, is that some people, I'm going to call out boomers here, I really feel like they didn't think it was this bad.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
You know, where it was like, it really did not know that it went as deep as it did. Like, like there's racial profiling and things like that, it's unfortunate, whatever. Yeah, it's terrible what's happening to them, but not willing to really, really look.
And a lot of it, though, is
people
because...
are seeing now, I think. They're getting there.
There are some people. There are some people definitely seeing that.
Yeah.
A little bit more now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, why? What do you think?
I just think, like, there's...
Bear with us while we talk this out. I know. How about have a conversation with a married couple on YouTube?
I always wonder about like how much I should talk about, right? That's that's kind of what I'm getting to sometimes because I happen to believe that a lot of the people from that generation that fall into these what are now stereotypes at this point. It's basically because in my opinion, the media that targets them kind of teaches them to think that way.
Oh yeah.
Right? It teaches them just like no, all this other stuff's just noise.
Yeah.
You know the real problem. I'm telling you the real problem. All this other stuff's just noise, and it's noise because
and
this is noise because of that. Yeah, and all that stuff. So it's like get you zeroed in. It's like, that's right. I should only be paying attention to you. All this other stuff is noise.
Right.
And then you get to the point where you get in such an echo chamber and everyone's agreeing so much that you realize you don't even have to explain what it is you believe anymore.
Right.
You know, that's eventually what you get to.
Or bother to look outside your own bubble.
Well, you don't have to anymore.
I mean, you don't have to.
You don't have to
but
anymore.
They feel like they don't have to.
You don't feel like they don't have to.
They have everything they need.
Yeah, and exactly. There's no reason to. So, and I think it's really easy to fall into that bubble mode, right?
Yeah.
Super, super easy. I think we have to intentionally get outside of that.
Yeah.
No matter who we are, no matter what side of things we're on.
Yeah.
We have the intent. It is a matter of intent to get out of there because you could fall into it naturally.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You just, tribalize.
It could happen online. You could surround yourself with your own
That's the way it works
crowd.
now. Yeah. Your followers list, your following list, you know? Mm-hmm. It's an echo chamber.
Yeah.
Really but you have to really make an effort not to make it an echo chamber. Got to look up some other stuff and listen to other people. It's so important to just keep your mind open all the time.
Yeah.
You know?
It is. It really is. I just want to keep like absorbing and reading and like all the information. Like I really want to know. I know that sounds like super cliche or whatnot, but these videos that are coming out at these protests of these cops are blowing my mind.
Yeah.
At just how brazen they are. And they're just like, people are like giving interviews and they're running up behind them and like hitting them with their stick.
Yeah, I saw that.
And they're just standing there.
They showed a guy that was just
what is your
interviewing
problem?
with somebody else and with his hands up.
I know.
And a bunch, like 15 cops, all ran up behind him and like tackled him down.
I know.
It's like he was literally not even moving,
and that's
standing there with
one
his hands
of,
up, giving an interview.
Hundreds of stories that are out right now.
And everybody's going to say that well, they told him to move. It's like,
so you beat him?
I know, like
with a stick?
that is your first response. Your first response is to run and tackle. It's like, guys, if you think you had to arrest him because he wasn't moving, you walk up to him, you take his hands, which are up, you put them behind his back, you put cuffs on him, and you walk him to a car.
I know.
Like, you don't run full speed and tackle him and start hitting him. Like,
I know.
Yeah, I don't know. What we're seeing so much more than I can ever remember is a violent response to nonviolence.
Yeah.
You know, I was seeing that a lot. You know,
exactly.
I guess there certainly have been violent protests, but the things that we're seeing here are not the cops dealing with violent protests.
Yeah.
They're all the examples of cops dealing with protests where everybody's just kind of standing there.
There was
yes, they're yelling a lot. Yes, they're egging you on. But if you can't handle people egging you on, you shouldn't be a cop.
I know.
You know, I mean,
I know. Do they not learn about like de-escalation and how to stay
I'm
calm?
afraid that they don't. Didn't they just I think there was a state I saw that the new police funding came out. Was it Pennsylvania?
Oh, I don't know.
I think it might have been Pennsylvania where the new funding came out. And they actually increased the funding and slashed the anti-violence program. So it's like, that's immediately the wrong direction, guys. I mean, there's a lot of arguments for how much funding they should have, okay?
Strength.
But de-escalation should be one of the most important skills you have.
Oh my gosh, I know. They should be the calmest human being in the universe when
they should be totally in control of their nerves, right? I mean, but then again, we're talking about, I don't know. I guess at the same time, it's almost like teachers. Yeah. I don't think you pay them enough.
Yeah.
Like to be as good as they should be.
Yeah. If you're really gonna do this job and you really want to be good at it, you got to go through a lot of training. And then you get paid because guess what? You get to figure out what's going on, because we were just having this conversation before we even started recording, because you said you were feeling bad for cops who really get into it because they want to help, because they want to help the community, because they really have a desire to be in public service, right? What do they do? And I said, like, do they quit? I said, maybe they quit. And you said that it's not that easy. Like,
it's not that easy.
You can't just get, people have to.
You can't just get another job.
Like, what do they do?
Like, whenever people say that to anything, like, hey, if you don't like what they're doing, just quit. It's like, guys, like, hold on. Like, that is.
Some people are quitting.
Some people are quitting, but we have to still put enough context on how massive of a move that is to do.
Yeah.
To quit your job when you have a family.
In a pandemic.
When you have a family.
In a pandemic.
And you don't know how you're going to make money to support them.
Right.
Like, you don't just. Like, it has to get to such a point before that's even in the conversation. And it's never, when you hear people saying, like, hey, you should quit. You messed up if you didn't quit your job when that was, we saw this other things happening. And it's like, that's, I can't really hold somebody against that, or that against somebody, I should say, all the time. I really can't. But there's a line, right? And some people are reaching their lines. There's definitely a line there where it does become the option.
I've seen every day some people quitting. I see some people from Facebook quitting.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people.
Yeah, some of the original engineers of Facebook quit.
Yeah. It's but you know, like right now I'm mad but encouraged.
It is a little of both.
Like, it's a really weird space, isn't it? Like, we've done a lot it's been like over a week, just over a week. Do you believe that? I think 10 days.
Yeah.
And it's felt like,
this is a very long week.
Even with the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
It's felt like years this year. It's unbelievable. Like, what's happened in 3 months.
This year has gone by so slowly.
It's unbelievable. But still, I just don't, I feel like so much has happened and we got to keep going. We got to keep pushing. Like, we can't let up, really.
Yeah.
You know, I
think at this point, that is what's feeling a little different about this to me.
Yeah.
This time, I'm seeing a much more unified, effort in the protests. I'm seeing much more, with the exception of the some of the more violent riots. I'm seeing much more measured and thoughtful protest.
I didn't even say violent people.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even call it a riot.
Yeah.
I mean, from what I've seen, I may have not seen a riot,
some
but
places,
I'm seeing violent people.
Yeah, because we are talking about, like, everybody will say, like, oh my, like, this building was set on fire. Yeah. It's like, that's terrible. What else happened?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that building was set on fire.
Yeah,
It's like, It's a big city. Like, we've seen riots. We know what riots are. Riots are like leveling blocks, right? And just complete total destruction. I mean, it was still a riot, you could say. It was just a really bad one. You know? Not very effective one. So, hey, if there's anything we want to be pulled off badly, it would be a riot. You'd want a riot to go poorly, right? And then you get back to like the more organized and more useful protest, which has more and more coming to the surface here. Some of that more violent stuff is kind of becoming, it's like, you don't see it so much.
It's kind of gone.
You see it more about people being like, look, I know all you want to do is stand here, so we're just going to stand here and do it. And then that becomes the big issue because then stuff's still happening.
Then the cops get pissed.
The cops are still doing it. So then it's like, okay, well now, you know, we stop being violent. That means you guys got to stop being violent too. Like,
I know.
This is a deal, right?
Oh,
and right now it's starting to look a little lopsided, and I have no idea where this is going.
We gotta keep going. We gotta keep going. And
as long as the conversation stays alive, right?
So
Conversation's gotta stay alive.
Yeah. In a week, so much got done, and they're reopening some other cases. Breonna Taylor, they reopened. It's unbelievable.
Well, we gotta remember, this is the way women's suffrage happened.
This
is the way equal rights for gays happened.
This is how
it happened.
Progress is forced when it's long overdue. You know,
like
people get drastic.
I see people all the time say like, no, you don't need to do this. That's not necessary. It's like, you gotta understand that whenever this has happened in order to create change, it was because nothing else up to that point worked. Like everything else had been tried, and nothing was working. Nothing was changing. Nobody was being listened to in some situations. And then at that point, it just becomes, notice me. Like, notice me. And that's why you see smashing. That's why you see buildings on fire. It's like, notice me. And then they start to notice you. It's like, now let's talk. All right, now let's have a conversation. And I feel like this time, we may have gotten to that now let's have a talk kind of thing. You're starting to see a little bit more of that now. And that's where you want it to be. That's when emotions calm, you know, and we actually just work this thing out.
You know? The powers that be are like, oh, they're not like shutting up, are they? They're like educating each other, and they're organized, and it's like, we are. We are organized. Like, this is just it's like energizing and frustrating, and what a weird headspace emotion. I wish there was a word for this. Because it's really
it's cognitive
like
dissonance.
Like I want to keep I just want to like consume it all and watch it, but I'm like horrified and I feel terrible. And I'm gutted. But I'm also like,
I guess the difference here is I'm a little bit more hopeful this time. I guess is what it is. I'm seeing glimmers. So I'm like, hold on. Like, some people, like, there's some reasonability happening here. And there's some small things that mean a lot. There's a lot of small things that can be done that mean a ton. You know? So
absolutely.
I just hope we get to them.
And a lot of little things are happening that really don't mean much either. You know, like there will be an effort that kind of like falls flat. Everybody's like, okay, you know.
Well,
but baby steps.
Baby steps. Yeah, anything is anything.
I will always applaud a baby step, because this is some people's like really their first you know, effort to put their toe in the water. You know, to just kind of go, oh, like, what is going on over there? Like, maybe I really should look and listen and see what's going on, because this is such a massive movement that's happening right now. And it's really interesting to... Oh, interesting. We're married. But what were you going to say?
Is that Alexis?
Yeah, we're watching a lot of Schitt's Creek. We're almost done. Almost done. One more season. One more season.
No, but I totally flat interrupted you. So
I don't remember what I was going to say. I don't. Right. That's why my mind is so busy. Like I've got a zillion things on my mind at the same time. But also, we have been listening to, just came out yesterday or the day before, Run the Jewels 4.
Yeah.
Way to get hype. Listen to Run the Jewels 4 in the middle of all this. It's great.
Yo, the deeper we get into it, the more I like it. We just heard that song Just on there.
I know.
It was so good.
It's got Pharrell and Zach De La Rocha in it.
Yeah, definitely Zach's best straight rap verse. That I heard, you know?
So listen to it.
So good.
And Killer Mike is awesome. If you didn't watch his speech from last week in Atlanta, it was unbelievable. Watch the whole speech if you can, because it's, oh my gosh, it's awesome. It's about 7-9 minutes.
It's just a smart dude.
Yeah, he's
awesome. Smart guy.
Oh, I love him.
He's got a lot of really interesting stuff to say.
So that was our week.
All right, so
thanks for letting us talk again.
Thanks for letting us just talk it out with you guys. There's so much going on, so much on our minds.
Talk it out with the BS.
We will. This is not the new BS, the new BS on the internet. Just to calm any nerves there.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll be getting back to the normal BS on the internet probably next time. But who knows? These days?
Oh my God.
What is going to happen this week? I don't even want to ask the question.
I don't know.
All right. Is there any asteroids on the way?
I know.
I think there is one coming close, isn't there?
Oh gosh.
There might actually be one.
But anyway. About that right now.
Shouldn't tempt fate.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So I hope you had fun. So we'll see you next time. But in the meantime, Don't forget to watch us on Twitch.
You will be arriving at your destination at approximately $6.30. It's minus 40 degrees in Texas today, so enjoy your stay.
And if you like this video, please support us on Patreon. Click like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, bye.